Well, hello there, Do Go On friends. It is me, Matt Stewart, letting you know that I've got a couple of big tours coming up in Australia and the UK. The Australian tour is happening this August 2025, going to Brisbane, Sydney, Newcastle, Adelaide and Hobart, and then over to the UK in September for Edinburgh, Cambridge, Birmingham, Manchester, Swansea and London. Holy moly, I'm so pumped up. Tickets are all on sale. Get them via mattstewartcomedy.com and I'll see you there.
Mission success doesn't come from PowerPoint slides. It comes from rock-solid technology systems that you can depend on when everything's on the line. From enabling warfighters at the edge to deploying AI to secure national intelligence, we're there, delivering the tech that runs faster and hits harder. GDIT, for everywhere the mission goes, and failure's not an option. Learn how we deliver technology for America's critical advantage at gdit.com.
This podcast is brought to you by Squarespace. Squarespace is the all-in-one website platform designed to help you stand out and succeed online. Maybe you're just starting out, or perhaps you're scaling up your business. Squarespace gives you everything you need to claim your domain, showcase your offerings with a professional website, grow your brand, and get paid. Yes, all in one place.
Whoa. Hey, Dave.
Yes.
Squarespace gives you everything you need to offer services and get paid all in one place.
That's what I said.
I'm like, is there an echo in here? From consultations to events and experiences, showcase your offerings with a customizable website designed to attract clients and grow your business. Get paid. Yes, we're saying it again.
Paid.
On time with professional, on-brand invoices and online payments.
Hey, Matt.
Yo.
With Squarespace's collection of cutting-edge design tools, anyone can build a bespoke online presence that perfectly fits their brand or business.
You know what my brand is?
Yes.
Getting paid.
All in one place.
Getting paid.
Start with Blueprint AI, Squarespace's AI-enhanced website builder, to get a fully custom website in just a few steps. Squarespace also offers a complete library of professionally designed and award-winning website templates with options for every use and category. So it's nice and easy and intuitive. No experience required.
I love that. And if you love that too, you can head to squarespace.com/dogoon for a free trial and to save 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain. That's squarespace.com/dogoon. And welcome to another episode of Do Go On. My name is Dave Warnicky, and as always, I'm here with Jess Perkins and Matt Stewart.
Hello, my name is Dave Warnicky.
Wait, that's very confusing for new listeners. She's joking. That's Jess Perkins and I'm Matt Stewart. You're Dave Warnicky. Now you talk, Dave.
So you've done 2 levels of improv and you just no-butted me.
Dave, shut up. I'm trying to get Jess to talk.
Okay, sorry.
Hi, everyone.
Hi,
Great to have
Jess.
you here.
You look beautiful today.
Thank you. I feel really good.
Jess, I've lived my whole life no butt, and now I'm spreading that joy to you. I've got no butt. A little bit of fun there. Improv. Is that improv?
Level 2.
It was about 10 years ago, so, you know, I'm a little rusty.
Welcome to new listeners. It is like this for an hour and a half a minimum.
But one of us will take it in turns to report on a topic.
Yes.
I'm trying to segue
Yeah.
to explain
No,
the show.
I think you've done it really
Often
nicely.
suggested to us by one of the listeners. We go away, do a bit of research, then bring it back to the group in report form. And Jess, it is your turn.
Yes.
But your form looks fantastic.
Thank you so much.
To regale us with a tale from history. Matt and I don't know what it's going to be, so you always start with a question to get us onto topic.
Regale us with a tale. Bloody hell, that was good, Dave.
Should we write
Yeah.
that down for
Write
next
that
time?
down, I reckon.
No, we'll
Put that
forget.
on the website.
Yeah.
That's good copy.
Yeah, thank
That's
you.
good copy, if I've ever heard.
And
good
print.
copy. My question is, what is the name of the friendly ghost?
Oh, Kaspar.
Kaspar. I was
Correct.
sipping at the wrong time.
Yeah, why
then.
did you? What a terrible time to
Well,
sip.
normally the questions take longer, and I was waiting for Dave to say some nonsense.
Yeah. No, the answer is Kaspar. This is a story about a boy named Kaspar.
A ghost?
Well, it doesn't start that way, Dave.
It doesn't. None of us start that way.
Is it? Whoa. Would it be a spoiler to say if he's a ghost now?
Well, it's set in the 1800s, so he'd most
ghost
definitely be a
confirmed.
ghost. Ghost confirmed, yes. Friendly? Who knows?
Okay.
I don't know. That's
But there's a Kaspar.
editorializing.
There's a Kaspar
There's a
here.
Kaspar. I just knew you probably wouldn't have heard of this topic.
Cool. I'm excited.
Firstly, I'll tell you who suggested it. It's been suggested by a few people. Talia M. from Dunedin in New Zealand, Drew Peisner from LA, Travis Alexander from Gulfport, Mississippi.
Mississippi.
I was going to say, how did you say
Travis
Mississippi?
from Mississippi.
And Claire Norris from Sacramento, California. And this is a story about Kaspar Hauser. Does that name ring any bells at all?
No.
You don't keep up with random boys from the 1820s?
No, but I do think Hauser means house in German.
Whoa.
It's like Scheisenhausen means shit house, doesn't it? Or is that just like a nonsense?
You do realize
thing?
you just said two different words, though.
Oh, did I?
Hausen.
Oh, and what is
Hauser.
this? Hauser. Oh, don't worry about it then.
You're German and Scheißenhauser.
Scheisenhauser. Is that shit house?
Do you remember Matt trying to speak German in Berlin where their English is incredible?
Yeah.
They'd
Oh,
approach you
yeah.
and be like, "Hi, how are you? What can I interest you today?" And you'd be like, Guten
Wiedersehen,
Tag."
Guten Tag. No, he'd Google translated like oat milk latte or something and then tried to order that, and the guy just looked at him and Matt was like, well, Google says that's what oat milk is, and then Matt was like, we should not be trusting Google Translate.
We should not be trusting Google.
Yeah, he was the Swedish chef.
And then you ordered a vegan sausage, and that lady's like, "Vagan, Vagan!" when your food was ready, Vagan.
Oh yeah, that's
So
right.
angry.
That was that little tiny sausage shop
Yeah.
Like a hole in the wall sort of place.
near Checkpoint Charlie.
Yep.
Full tourist area. So that's I mean, if you're in a tourist area, there's no point doing good customer service.
No, agree.
They're here for a day or a
Yeah,
week.
there's no repeat business.
It's never coming back.
They're never coming back.
To be fair, and we've never went
We
back.
won't. So, you know, if you are German or a German speaker, good luck with this episode because there's a lot of German names and I'm doing my best.
And I will say, anyone who all of a sudden's going, oh, hang on, is this some sort of soy boy cuck podcast where Matt orders a vegan sausage? Don't worry, Dave had full meat sausage. He went, one, I'll get the meatiest boy you've
She
got.
came out and did full meat, full meat.
Full meat.
I said, over here, not this guy. This guy's a Vagan.
So yeah, he don't worry, he undid anything that I did.
Oh, don't you worry about that.
Dave eats meat for three
Yeah.
when we tour because Matt and I don't eat meat, so Dave
I have to step up.
he has to step up for the rest of us.
Vagan.
But don't worry, I drink normal milk.
I don't.
Everyone, she's normal. It's like
She's in the middle.
I'm in the middle.
I don't remember that really, but it sounds like a lot of fun. Vagan.
Yeah, I think, yeah.
Or the I don't think I remember the.
I was
Cafe
busy
guy
in
either.
the shop next door looking for magnets.
that's true. You weren't there.
As is my tradition. Anyway, let me tell you about Kaspar Hauser. So, on May 26, 1828, you can't already have a thought.
Well, I do have a thought. Kaspar Hauser, is that like German for White House? Maybe.
No.
Okay, I just was wondering. I thought I might have cracked the big twist.
Did you get that from Kaspar? Why is Kaspar white to you?
Why is Kaspar white?
Because he's a ghost.
Yeah.
This is a different Kaspar.
Okay.
I just want to make
That is a
very
classic
clear.
nickname for pale people. Like I've been called Kaspar in the past
Because
because
of
I'm a
Kaspar the
pale
Friendly
man.
Ghost.
Yeah,
This is just a boy named Kaspar. It's with a K, if that helps you differentiate in your brain.
but that could just be the German.
Oh no, Jess.
Do you want me to? Do you want, I will. I
No,
will
but
shush.
what did I say? What did I ask before we started
Just let
recording?
you finish some sentences.
Just some.
Okay.
The first one is a great place to start. If
Okay.
I could get through the first sentence.
I will try.
I got to on May and it was you
Yeah.
had thought of something.
Yeah, I was like, he's going to say something about May.
But I just think AJ, our editor, he can trim around this and make it less annoying.
Yeah. For me right now in the moment.
No, not for you.
Okay.
You have to deal with it. But for the listeners, we'll fix it for them.
So it's May 26, 1828, and a teenage boy is found wandering the streets of Nuremberg in Germany. From all that's interesting, the young boy of about 16 was wearing pantaloons,
Oh.
a silk necktie, a waistcoat, a grey jacket, and a handkerchief with the initials KH embroidered onto it. His boots were so torn up that his feet were bursting through them and mangled from the road. He was carrying 2 letters with him. The first letter was addressed to a Captain von Wessenig, commander of the 4th Squadron of the 6th Cavalry Regiment in Nuremberg. And it says this: "From the Bavarian border, the place is unnamed, 1828. Very cryptic.
Yeah, that's... and that's
Doesn't actually
all
give
it
a lot of
says.
information, yeah.
And it's in English? Or is that you've translated?
I've personally translated
Well
that.
done.
So I could be wrong.
Oh, okay.
It might have said quite a lot of information.
It could have said, milk, eggs.
Yeah.
Is there a chance, Jess, that you've just translated all the words that you know in German and those, or that's all you know?
Thank you so much for thinking I would know that many words in German.
Well, we know what white is.
Kaspar.
Kaspar Scheißen. Oh, going all the way to...
White shit.
Oh, no.
Kaspar Scheißen.
Kaspar Scheißen. Go shit. Who did this?
Who did it?
No one went to this toilet. Who did this?
Who did this?
Wow.
That's someone who's done a shit somewhere and is trying to pin it on someone else. Who did this?
oh.
Who did this?
What's that?
It must be a ghost. Let's all agree it's a
No
ghost.
one's been in here.
What kind of barbarian would shit on the floor like that?
That's crazy.
Whoa, must be a ghost.
I was the only
Must
one
be a
in.
Kaspar Scheißen.
I was the only one in here and I didn't see anyone do it, so it
No.
must have been a ghost.
But then, yeah, obviously, Barack Obama and whatever, they work at Kaspar Hausen.
Correct.
Hauser.
Now that I say it, the letter must have said more, because the note then says, this is the resource says, the letter did not say who it was from, but gave details of this mysterious boy. His name was Kaspar Hauser. The anonymous letter writer said that he had taken Hauser in as an infant in October of 1812. The author said he had taught him reading, writing, and the Christian religion, but never let him, quote, take a single step out of my house.
Whoa, he took Hauser into his Hausen?
Your German is almost as good as your French.
Thank you so much.
Almost.
What a compliment.
Thank you
He's
so
a
much.
linguist. He's a linguist.
Those two countries share a border, so I think a lot of what I know about the French language translates across.
Yeah. It's so beautiful how languages do that.
Oh,
They
yeah.
borrow from each
Oh,
other
yeah,
and they,
yeah.
it's gorgeous. So it's an absolute pleasure to have you on with your linguistic skills.
I'm sure it's going to come in handy for the next hour and a bit.
Yeah.
Danke, danke, danke.
That's interesting though, that in the letter they're coming out and being like, yep, I kidnapped this boy.
Yeah, I took this boy in and I did not let him leave the house.
6 years inside.
Oh, I kept this boy a prisoner, I did.
Taught him Christianity, though, the
Yeah.
Christian religion.
So,
So,
pretty good.
Something for everyone there.
Hey?
The letter stated that Hauser would like to become a cavalryman as his father was. This next sentence is so brutal and blunt and probably a bit lost in translation, but it really made me laugh. The letter invited von Wiesenig to either take in Hauser or hang him.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
Your choice is yours.
Bit full on. I found a more direct quote that says, he writes that if the cavalry captain cannot keep the boy, he should drive him away or hang him in the chimney. Not better.
Hang him in the chimney.
Gosh, that's not where you want to be hung
Yeah.
or hanged.
So confusing. Like, why keep him captive or like keep him for 16 years ish, and then go, all right, well, it's your problem now, or kill him. I don't care.
Maybe, hopefully they're trying to be dramatic to be like, take him in or kill him. Choices.
Yeah,
You'd be
yeah.
like, oh, I don't want to kill him. I guess I got to take
Guess
him.
I gotta take him in. Guess I gotta look
Are
after
you
him.
sure that's not a mistranslation? It's like, take him in or just hang with him for a bit.
Yeah,
See
probably.
if you get on.
And maybe it's like because this is the 1800s and in Germany, so we've got language and time and cultural differences. So that could
Regional
have been
dialect.
It could have been like slang at the time of like, or help a brother out, send give him a bit of cash, send him on his way.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it didn't mean hang him to death.
So this he's kidnapped a kid and he's released him after 16 years?
Well, I don't know. Well, actually, the second letter, because you remember he's got 2 letters with him.
Mm, so that was all in the first.
That's the first letter.
Great.
And we don't know who wrote that. The second letter was written by Hauser's mother to his former caretaker. Basically, she could not feed the baby and kind of like left it on this doorstep of like, can you look after this kid? So it wasn't kidnapped. She stated that the boy's name was Kaspar. He was born on the 30th of April, 1812, and that his father had been a cavalryman of the 6th Regiment before he died. So Hauser was taken to the house of Captain von Wessenig in the hopes that maybe the captain knew the boy, but the captain did not. and attempts to get information out of Kaspar proved feeble. Hauser only repeated the words, "I want to be a cavalryman as my father was," and "horse, horse."
Just because he was so young, that's all he could say.
Well, he was 16, or like roughly, but has not, has been kept inside and not really educated or...
Right. They're like, yeah, I told him all it is to know how to say horse, horse, horse.
Horse, horse, horse. That's how he communicates. 2 horses for yes, 1 horse for no. Any attempt at gaining more information caused Hauser to cry or simply repeat, "don't know." So he has very limited vocabulary. Still perplexed by this odd teenage boy, von Wessenig sent Hauser to the police station where he was further questioned. They noted a few things about him. He had, like I said, very limited vocab, but he could recite a few prayers and he had some reading ability. His behaviour was very childlike, despite appearing to be sort of mid-teens. From all that's interesting, when he was brought a lighted candle, he stared at it in amazement and tried to grab it, only to burn his hand. So it's like he'd never seen a candle before.
Oh, wow.
He was equally fascinated by his own reflection in a mirror, which he also tried to grab in vain. Some speculated that he was perhaps a feral child who raised himself in the forests. So they're like, where the fuck has this kid come from?
Right. They're thinking the mum's lying. Or the mum is lying.
Yeah.
He's a feral kid and some woman's written a story about him.
Well, all the mum had said, the mum's letter was from when he was an infant.
Oh.
She had, like, dumped him with the...
He did say that.
Yeah.
Matt really doesn't want to trust this mother.
Matt famously thinks women are very hot, but does not trust mothers.
Women are... Have you noticed that?
Yeah.
Women are hot.
I actually never noticed it until you started pointing it out. And then everywhere I go, I see hot women.
It. Well, show me a woman, I'll show you a hot woman.
That's right.
No 2 ways about it.
Yep.
Try and show me a woman hot.
Yeah.
There you go.
It's crazy.
Point proven.
But mothers?
Well, are they women?
Yeah. But can you trust them?
Oh, I rarely trust hot people.
Okay.
Okay, women.
Okay. So ultimately it was decided that he was a vagrant and Hauser was sent to prison.
Oh.
Very normal, very cool response.
That's option 3. Look after him, hang him in a chimney, or send him to prison.
Chuck him in prison. I think they're kind of like, we don't know what to do with this kid. We don't know what's going on here. So they're like, well, where could we house him? In a prison.
Do they try and have a chat to his former carer?
Gone. There's nobody there. He's by himself.
But like the letter that he's carrying, that doesn't go back to...
It was anonymous.
Oh, yeah, crazy. This is so wild. I'm very intrigued.
So there's no sort of like, they can't go find somebody that he lived with to go talk to them. The mother, they have no idea where she is, if she's alive, or I don't even know if she's signed a name or anything to the letter. It's just...
Is Hauser a common name?
I actually don't think it was.
Okay.
I could be wrong, but I do remember reading something that it was like both Kaspar and I think Hauser were not super common of the time. So he spent the following 2 months in the Lugensland Tower in Nuremberg Castle.
That sounds nice.
That sounds lovely. Like a beautiful room service. Contrary to many later accounts, observers described Hauser as being in good physical condition and able to walk well, had a healthy complexion, and seemed to physically match his purported age of 16, although mentally he appeared to be quite immature. He was quite childlike. The mayor of Nuremberg, Mayor Binder, said that from his interactions with the boy, Hauser had an excellent memory and was a quick learner. During the course of many conversations with Mayor Binder, Hauser told a different version of his past, which he later wrote down in more detail. This is from wikipedia.org, a beautiful German history website.
Right, and he's speaking to Mayor Binder.
Mayor Binder, yes.
Binder.
According to Hauser's account, he had spent his youth living in solitary confinement in a dark cell. He claimed that he found rye bread and water next to his bed each morning. At times, the water would taste bitter, and drinking it would cause him to sleep more deeply than usual.
Right, bitter, of course, meaning thank you in German.
Bitter.
So sometimes his water was more thank you.
Well, and other times, not so thank you. Also, rye bread. That's one of my favourites.
Yeah, dark rye. Ooh, mama.
Now you're talking.
So you're saying you wouldn't mind this lifestyle?
I love it. Well, you wake up and it's there?
Yeah, that's nice. Solitary confinement, no fucking dull conversations
no.
with co-workers or
Jeez.
family, or loved ones. Ugh. So sometimes the water was more thank you. and it would cause him to sleep more deeply. On such occasions, upon awakening, Hauser noticed that someone had changed his straw and cut his hair and nails. So he's obviously, I never thought about that. I was imagining a drinking straw. I think probably straw he's sleeping on, like a stable.
Someone had changed his straw. You were thinking,
I was like, a new straw.
Swap over his straw.
That's nice.
That's why your water's tasting bitter, mate.
Yeah.
You've been using the same straw for months now.
Yeah, time for a new one.
That's weird.
Nah, it's probably straw, like.
And he's got, so maybe his bed's changed.
And they've cut his nails and his hair.
Wow.
Doing a little trim.
This is like the vet came around.
Yeah, you got to sedate a dog to clip their nails. Just a little brag. Don't have to sedate my dog.
Really? Do you have to put him in a sling?
Nah. He just
doesn't
hands his
care.
paw over.
Well done.
He's a good boy. I mean, he
Sling.
did throw up today, but he's a good boy.
Yeah, there are, Matt, as a non-dog owner, there are some dogs, like there's devices to trim your dog's nails, and one of them is like a sling where you put them in and their foot hangs out.
I'm
Yeah.
picturing like a...
Yeah.
Oh, slingshot. Yeah.
Yeah, you slingshot the
Nail
nail
clippers.
away.
Boink. Anyway,
Boink is the
Yeah,
sound?
boink.
Okay.
so they've changed his
Pretty
straw.
silly sound that would be.
Hauser claimed that the person he met was a masked man who visited him shortly before his release. The visitor taught him to write his own name, stand, and walk. The visitor then brought Hauser to Nuremberg, where he taught him to say the phrase, "I want to be a cavalryman as my father was." Hauser claimed not to understand its meaning at the time.
That is incredible.
So this stranger visited him, taught him a few things, then took him to Nuremberg, but he doesn't know who they are or what they look like because he was made to, I don't know if I include this later, but he was made to just look at the ground and not look at him. So he doesn't know what he looks like.
Right. He said he was taught to stand, though. So he was on all fours before that?
I don't know.
Standing on his hind legs or stand like an army guy, I don't know.
Not sure.
Strange.
Matt, you are thinking that he's some sort of horse boy.
No, I'm just being taught to stand.
to stand,
Very
yeah.
different if it is he doesn't know how to get up and stand on his legs, or is it teaching him to stand at attention or something?
Yeah, I don't know. Again, a lot of it is sort of lost in translation and
Right.
lost to history a little bit, so I don't really know.
But fascinating to be taught, if you don't really know how to say any words, and
Yeah.
your first thing is you must say, my father, I want to be a cavalryman just like my father.
But you don't actually understand what that means.
Yes.
And yeah.
It's like in Curly Sue when they teach Curly Sue how to spell a certain tricky word. So it looks like she's going to school and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
And Jim Belushi's doing his job as a dad rather than just going around and doing scams to get money out of people.
Mm-hmm.
And then someone asks her a simple word and she can't spell cat. And they game's up, mate. It's like that.
It's just like Curly Sue.
Maybe is Curly Sue a retelling of this story?
I think so.
Yeah.
Let's see if there's more, because I haven't seen Curly Sue.
You haven't seen Curly Sue?
So let's see if there's more there's more comparisons.
Jeez, you are not very cultured.
I'm really not. But to be fair, the first 20 years of my life was in solitary confinement.
Fair enough.
So I'm catching up.
Was someone
Yeah.
cutting your hair and do your nails?
Well, I don't know, but sometimes I'd I'd feel very sleepy and I'd wake up on fresh hay.
Have some thank you order?
The DVD collection you had there didn't include Curly Sue?
No.
Okay.
No, I just had Friends. The
Ugh.
box set of
Oh,
Friends.
God.
Sad. Anyway, so they're getting a bit more of his story. The authorities, they couldn't really justify Hauser's stay in prison. Multiple visitors that he'd had viewed him as a bit of a lost youth. He wasn't a dangerous vagrant as they initially thought he might be. So Hauser was placed into the care of 28-year-old teacher Friedrich Daumer. The city of Nuremberg basically adopted him. Citizens donated money to help with his care and education, and under Daumer's care and tutelage, Kaspar Hauser began to thrive. The mayor had been correct. He was a very fast learner. Rapidly, he improved in speaking, reading, writing, arithmetic, chess, piano, drawing, and
Whoa.
watercolour
Oh my
painting.
God, this guy's good at everything.
He's really I'm saying he's improved. When you're starting from nothing, improving
okay.
doesn't mean you're a master.
Right.
His first go at chess, he flipped the board over.
They said no.
And the second time, he only ate some of the pawns.
Yeah, he's getting a lot better.
Well, improving.
Getting a lot better. Probably because he learnt the hard way that pooping them out is very
Yeah,
painful.
pooping a pawn is hard.
Oh my God.
Pooping a pawn.
Yeah,
Oh,
pooping a pawn is not as bad as pooping with a king and queen, though.
Oh
Let's be
no.
honest.
Pooping a bishop.
Oh,
Too many edges on that thing.
the rook. The rook might be the worst one to poop at all. No, it's the knight. It's got to be the
Oh
knight.
my god, checkmate. Oh gosh.
He's stuck. That horse head is stuck in there. It's hooked around. Oh, God.
Why don't we buy a metal set? Oh god.
Why did we buy such a big set?
Oversized and metal. What were we thinking?
Thought it looked nice decoratively. I didn't think about this.
They look good in the garden.
It's a garden size
I had
one.
to move it with both my arms. And I got hungry.
Now I've got to pop it.
I forgot to chew.
It's my whole insides now. It's in my throat and in my butt, and somehow it's the whole way down. My whole digestive system is porn.
It's poking out my mouth. It's also poking out the other side. I'm a porn shish kebab.
Really? Sometimes. Do you ever have moments where you're like, look, I'm having fun, but who's listening to
Who's
this?
this for?
Who's this for? Imagine this is somebody's first episode.
It will be.
It must be.
Will they still be listening? Let us know.
Yeah. Are they like, are they always this insufferable? Yes. But you get used to us.
Yes.
And you'll find us somewhat endearing in time.
Yes. Normally takes 3 to 4 episodes.
Yeah.
Please.
I say-
At a minimum.
I say
Anecdotally, that's
somewhat
what we've been
too.
told.
Yeah. Anecdotally.
I hated you the first 2.5 episodes, but then something clicked. I got Stockholm Syndrome, and now I'm here for life.
Now I'm a Patreon. Anyway, okay, so yeah, he's learning, he's thriving. Eckhart Boehmer has written a big sort of piece about Kaspar, so I'm going to refer to him a little bit. And I reckon maybe it was written in German first and then translated. I'm not 100% sure because sometimes the phrasing, I'm like, what? But you'll see. So Eckhart writes, this fact leads to difficult questions. Can a person who has been robbed of all socialization for a long period of time learn all of this at such a tempo? If yes, is one dealing with a highly gifted individual? Or is something like this not possible, so that, consequently, there must be something fraudulent or deceptive at hand?
Maybe you're pretending you don't know. Or
Exactly.
anything.
Like
And
if
then-
you have really lived 15, 16 years in a dark cell with no other socialization, of course you'd be capable of like learning new things, but at this rate,
And at this stage of your brain's already
pretty developed.
Close to developed.
Yeah, that's right.
So we're starting to think he's younger than... He's just big for his age.
Dunno.
Or lying.
For his age.
Lying for his age. Some kids, they lie at some 5-year-olds lie at a grade 6 level,
Yes.
And it's just, it's down to the individual.
Yeah,
And that's
right.
why we do standardized testing.
Yeah.
To see where kids are lying.
The bigger the liar, you'll send them off to drama,
Correct, yeah.
where
yeah.
they can utilise these skills.
Professional liars.
Or politics.
Boom!
Woo, woo, woo. That's the bad boy siren going
Go
off.
again, sorry.
Woo, 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 woo.
Nothing badder.
Yeah.
The bad boy siren going off.
He's got him. He's got
Do
him.
you do your own siren?
Wait, no one had to know that.
I found this very interesting from Eckhart Boehmer again, which I didn't really see much about in other resources. So it says, Dahlmer, the teacher, studied additional unusual phenomena such as Kaspar Hauser's sense perceptions. In the case of all his senses, his perception is heightened to such a degree that he is soon seen as a miracle child. He's able to read in the dark, can even distinguish colours in the dark.
Oh.
From a distance of 100 steps, he can distinguish a raspberry from a blackberry.
Okay. Same
Whereas
thing again.
one's usual sight would just be able to see the bush.
So what kind of animals can see things like that?
Oh, you're thinking animal.
Like a horse.
A cat's good. It's got to be someone who's nocturnal or whatever. Cat, fox. Can foxes do that?
Fox, yeah.
Good eyes in the dark.
And cunning too.
Yeah, because dogs don't have good eyes. Is that right?
No, they're pretty good
Not
eyes,
for
I think.
colours.
Not for
Limited
colours.
colours.
Probably see better at night than we can, but then again, my dog is a bit of an idiot though.
Right. Maybe he's an owl?
But they rely on like hearing and smell
Yes.
a lot more. Maybe he's an owl.
Maybe he's just smelling the difference between the berries.
Oh, and saying it's silent.
Yeah.
All right, well, there's
Okay.
more actually, and it's about smell.
Okay.
Is olfactory smell? Yes. No? Yes. His olfactory perception is also so sensitive that he can barely walk through a cemetery because of the odour of corpses.
Oh.
Gross. In addition, he can feel metals as in feel is in quotations there, and without seeing them can distinguish gold, brass, copper, silver, and lead based on what they emit. He also was once even able to feel, from a few steps away, a diamond that was wrapped in paper.
Okay.
None of that makes much sense. I didn't see many other people writing about that.
But that's not an earthly being. That's not an animal. That's an alien.
Yeah,
Right.
This is some sort of interdimensional space traveler.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that might be right.
No spoilers.
Okay.
But we're on the right track.
I think you're
Yeah.
on the right track.
We're sniffing it out, aren't we?
Yeah.
We're
Like
Kaspar
a corpse.
housing it.
There's a diamond in this room.
Yeah, I love being able to distinguish metal without seeing it. If you just go,
I can just
cover up
feel.
and you go, I reckon you're wearing gold. Oh my God, I am.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe. But maybe he's just like one of those great readers of people. He's like, yeah, she's a rose gold type.
Yeah.
He's a white gold type.
How did you know?
Yeah.
And you just say, felt it.
Felt
Felt
it.
it.
But really, it's just doing colour analysis of
Yeah.
like your palette and
Yes.
what's going to look best on you. Oh,
then
you're
he-
not rose gold? You should be.
Yeah.
Yeah, time to change, babe. Time to change. So there's something interesting and special about this kid, but where the hell did he come from?
What the heck? And being able to see colours in the dark is wild.
Yeah, bit strange, huh? But then something really bizarre and quite frankly frightening happened. On the 17th of October 1829, Hauser was found in the cellar of Dalma's house, bleeding from a wound to his forehead.
Oh.
He was alive and conscious, and when asked what happened, he explained that he'd been sitting in the outhouse, it's pretty funny, when a hooded man attacked him. The man had said, "You still have to die before you leave the city of Nuremberg."
You still have to die
You still
before
have
you
to die.
leave.
Yeah.
Well, I
so
won't
he's
leave,
trapped
mate.
there.
I'm fine.
Hauser ran into the house, then downstairs and climbed through a trapdoor to the cellar. Kaspar said that he recognised the voice of his attacker. He said it was the same man who had brought him to Nuremberg the year prior.
What the heck is going on?
What is this?
Isn't that strange?
And the wound is from the man too?
Yeah, it's like he cut him.
Oh my gosh.
So alarmed officials called for a police escort and transferred Hauser to the care of Johann Bieberbach, a municipal authority.
Give my baby back, baby back, baby back.
Give my Justin Bieber back.
News of the attack spread quickly around the town with polarising views. Hauser had recently quarrelled with Dalma, who had accused him of lying. So skeptics believed that Hauser had deliberately cut himself with a razor, left it in his room on the first floor before hiding it in the cellar to avoid further reprimand from Dalma.
Oh, he wanted to get out of the house of the teacher looking after him.
I don't know if he wanted to get out of the house or if he just wanted... Yeah, not sure.
I love how...
This is what skeptics are saying.
I do love when skeptics have a wild theory.
Yeah.
It's like, wait, that doesn't sound that skeptical.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
sounds like you've got the crazier theory here.
Or
Yeah,
they're
yeah.
like, you're jumping to conclusions. Now allow me to jump to my even wilder conclusion.
Yeah.
Okay, Mulder.
But others kind of felt like this attack supported other rumours that had been floating around in recent months.
Oh?
This podcast is brought to you by Squarespace. Squarespace is the all-in-one website platform designed to help you stand out and succeed online. Maybe you're just starting out, or perhaps you're scaling up your business. Squarespace gives you everything you need to claim your domain, showcase your offerings with a professional website, grow your brand, and get paid. Yes, all in one place.
Whoa. Hey, Dave.
Yes.
Squarespace gives you everything you need to offer services and get paid all in one place.
That's what I said.
I'm like, is there an echo in here? From consultations to events and experiences, showcase your offerings with a customizable website designed to attract clients and grow your business. Get paid. Yes, we're saying it again.
Paid.
On time with professional on-brand invoices and online payments.
Hey, Matt.
Yo.
With Squarespace's collection of cutting-edge design tools, anyone can build a bespoke online presence that perfectly fits their brand or business.
You know what my brand is?
Yes.
Getting paid.
All in one place.
Getting paid.
Start with Blueprint AI, Squarespace's AI-enhanced website builder, to get a fully custom website in just a few steps. Squarespace also offers a complete library of professionally designed and award-winning website templates with options for every use and category. So it's nice and easy and intuitive. No experience required.
I love that. And if you love that too, you can head to squarespace.com/dogoon for a free trial and to save 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain. That's squarespace.com/dogoon.
At GDIT, we design and deliver the mission technology and systems that underpin our nation's security, infrastructure, and citizen services. From the edge of the battlefield to the front lines of fraud prevention, we deliver the advanced AI, cyber, and software development that moves the mission forward. With 30,000 strong, expertise across every U.S. state, and the technology that's got your back. Learn how GDIT delivers technology for America's critical advantage at gdit.com.
So rumours had started circling in the months prior that Kaspar Hauser was, in fact, royalty.
What? Yeah, we could have had a multiple choice there and I wouldn't have picked royalty.
No.
That is incredible.
Unless you're saying like a Martian royalty.
Yeah, I thought it's going to be like there's rumours that he's undead or something, but
Yeah.
royalty,
Wow,
okay.
Royalty. So a bit of backstory, and there's a lot of names here. Charles, Grand Duke of Baden, and Stephanie de Beauharnais, the adopted daughter of Napoleon Bonaparte.
I really think you're making my German sound pretty good all of a sudden.
That was French.
Oh, there you go. There you go. Exactly. Proving my point. Yeah, no, that was clearly French now that I think back to it. But you understand what I'm saying.
I don't.
If you thought that was German, that would sound like bad German, but that was really good French. I thought I had you.
She was the adopted daughter of Napoleon. They had a baby on the 29th of September, 1812. Sadly, the baby prince passed away only a few weeks later, and when Charles died in 1818, he had no sons to succeed him.
Oh, and he wanted to bring my baby back. I don't know what is that. I think of Mike Myers does it.
Yeah, in
and
Austin
it's like
Powers.
a reference to something.
Baby back ribs.
Yeah.
Right. They had an ad?
I don't know.
Ribs had an ad? Imagine that. What an economy they've got over there. Everything can have an ad. Even ribs.
It's crazy.
Right?
Sometimes we'll just have an ad that's like, hey, everyone, eat avocado.
Oh, that is
You're like,
true.
who paid for that?
Have
Yeah,
an
big
ava,
avocado.
Have an avocado.
Today.
Have an avocado today.
And they'll be like, everyone, eat an avocado today.
An
Yeah.
entire one?
Yeah, like, that's
It's quite a bit of
Who
avocado.
paid for this ad?
Ba-na-na-na-na-na-na-na.
Yeah, that's right.
Make those bodies sing.
Make those bodies sing.
That's nice.
Banana ad. For people who don't know.
Then, of course, there's huge lamb industry ads every year.
Yeah, there's lamb. Get some pork on your fork.
Get some pork on your fork, a classic. Imagine if Mike Myers was Australian.
Oh,
the
my
references
God.
Austin
Fat
Powers would have
bastard will
had.
be singing ba-da-da-da-da.
You'd have a lot of fun. So what was happening?
What was happening?
Oh, you want us to recap?
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
we're now starting to think that this kid might be French royalty, a missing son, because they lost all the king lost all his sons. They all died, but maybe one of them slipped away in the night. It was
Is this-
kidnapped.
So this is Napoleon's grandson, potentially.
Yeah, and so there's the Grand Duke of Baden.
Do you want me
That's
to-
German.
Oh, okay. 'Cause I could have told you the French of it. Grand Duke of Baden.
Pretty sure. Grand Duke.
But if it's German, it's more like
Yeah.
Grand Duke of Baden. More like that.
Because this is the time where, like, Germany's not unified, so there's all these different kingdoms.
Exactly
Is that
Yeah,
right,
right?
there's
yes.
kings up the wazoo over there.
And Napoleon had adopted Stephanie, I think, as an adult, basically as like a land grab. As in,
Right.
if she's going to marry this German guy, well, then if she's my daughter, then that also means that's kind of a unity of that family, of
And
that
Stephanie's
land.
like, I've got a dad.
I'm good.
I've got a mum. They're
anyway,
great.
This,
You're my daughter now.
you're my daughter, my little baby girl.
My
You
daughter.
grow up so fast, little baby girl.
Don't worry, I'll give you away at the wedding. Don't you worry about that.
I
I'll
just
be
met
there.
you last week, my little baby girl.
The dad's like, what the fuck?
I was like, this is crazy.
I'm her dad now.
Oh my.
So Charles and Stephanie had a baby. The baby passed away. When Charles died, he had no sons, so his successor was his uncle, Louis I, who was then succeeded in 1830 by Louis's half-brother, Leopold. It's very confusing, but
Pass it up.
the rumour was that Leopold's mother, Louise Caroline of Hochberg, had been scheming to put her son on the throne in Baden, disguising herself as a ghost, the so-called White Lady.
Oh, or Kaspar.
She snuck into the nursery of the infant prince, kidnapped him, and replaced him with a dying baby.
Oh, wow.
The infant prince was then incarcerated for 16 years until he emerged as Hauser in Nuremberg in 1828.
And this is what the skeptics are suggesting.
Yeah.
This is like sort of Man in the Iron Mask stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, could it be that this mysterious and perplexing young man is in fact a prince?
Whoa.
Oh my God. And the right heir to the throne.
Exactly.
Not his potentially evil uncles.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, it feels weird. Don't you reckon it feels weird to pass a throne upwards to an uncle? Although then again, heirs are normally, heirs above you. So maybe it makes more sense to pass
But
heir should be above.
Let's think about this now as well. There is air above us, but there's air down here too.
Oh my God, yes, that is, and there's also air across from us.
Yeah.
You could your air could be anywhere.
Yep.
Wow.
I probably left some air at the house when I left today.
Oh my gosh, could
Yeah.
Goose be your air? Your dog? You have a dog air?
Probably.
Pretty thick air that dog creates.
Jesus
Tell you
Christ.
what, jeez Louise.
Cut it with a knife.
It's got a musk to it. Hey, can clear a room, that's for sure. Gets that from his mother, but I do it with my personality. He does it with farts. So yeah, that's one theory that's been going around a little bit, and people are starting to try and do a bit of research, try and figure out if this kid could in fact be a prince.
Oh, wow. I love this. We
There's
love
a lot
long-lost
going
royal.
on. There's a lot going on.
Mm.
I mean, it's very confusing.
So the three options at this moment are he's being stalked by that man that sort of let him out on the street and said, I'm going to kill you.
But why? Why let him loose if you're then going to kill him?
He's cut himself potentially to get away or to get some sort of attention or something.
Yep.
Or he's the long-lost royal heir.
And that would also make sense.
Two of those could be true at the same time.
Oh, my gosh.
And
you're right.
if he is a long-lost French heir, makes sense that he doesn't know a lot of German. You know what I mean? Does that make sense? You're looking at me like that doesn't make any sense.
But he's also a long-lost French heir, but also a long-lost German heir. He's got blood in both kingdoms.
Right. But is it the same German heir as Nuremberg? Answer me that.
Different air.
Different heir.
Different heir.
Different heir, different dialect.
Oh, there you go.
I think what
Maybe.
I'm saying makes a lot of sense.
Yep.
There is a first time for everything.
AJ, edit it out if it doesn't.
So they've sent him off to somebody else's home for safety because he was obviously attacked at this,
Yeah.
just outside this other house.
Cut on the head.
At the outhouse, quite literally. He's just sitting there having a good time.
Honestly, there should be some sort of code if you're going to attack someone. You can't
Not
have it
on the
when
toilet.
on the toilet.
No.
Come on.
If you gone to the toilet, that's barley. That is out of bounds. That's the safe zone.
Is barley a universal thing?
Yeah. So when you're playing Chasey or Tiggy,
Yep.
you could declare something. Oh, no, the library steps barley.
Yes.
Can't tag me here.
Can't tag me there.
Yeah.
Which comes from parlay. Did you know that?
Barley comes from parlay.
Yeah.
I did not know that.
And which obviously we all learnt its origins in Pirates of the Caribbean.
Whoa. And is
Can't get me. Parlay.
can't tick the butcher back? Is that relevant
Yeah,
here?
or can't tag the ball back.
Yeah.
Can't tig the butcher back doesn't make any sense to me. Who's the butcher?
The one who if I tag you,
Yes, you're the butcher.
yeah, and
I can't get you.
You can't tick the butcher
Yeah,
back.
that does make sense, but I don't know why you're the butcher.
No, neither.
What about the
Pirates
ball
of the
back?
Caribbean didn't cover
Yeah,
that.
can't tag the ball back.
No, I don't know what that means.
Was that in? But that's when you were playing. What was the ball version of Tiggy?
Phew.
Oh, yeah. Is it, I don't know. Does it have a name?
It had a name.
Brandy.
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 Thank you. Well done.
I miss
You
playing
went from
games.
I know, that's all that. You're making that up too. I know the answer to that.
You know what I miss? Foursquare.
I love
Foursquare's a great
Foursquare.
game.
Fuck, I miss Foursquare.
Should we paint a few squares out the front?
But there's only three of
Yes.
us.
Yeah, but
No one has to be dunce.
I'm so sure Auntie Donna did a sketch about it. I'm sure they'd be up for playing Foursquare with us.
Great. And or we could just call up Kevin Rudd.
Okay.
Prime Minister? Ex-Prime Minister. G'day. Dave Warnock here. We got a ball, we got a court. You ready to go?
He's just be there in 5.
Yeah.
I feel like everything we just said for a lot of overseas people, what are you talking about?
Oh, baffling. Completely baffling. Yes, absolutely.
But Also, there's a band playing downstairs if that's bleeding through these New South Wales, which would also sound like gibberish, probably to a lot of international listeners.
Yeah, they're like, what is a band?
They're recording a video clip
These
downstairs.
New South Wales, it's a confusing name. What does that mean? Well, get this.
Hey.
The whales are spelt like the bloody mammal. I mean, you know what I mean?
It's crazy.
Can't make head nor tail of it.
So he's off staying with Johann Bieberbach. Don't do it again. And he's there for about 6 months before the next incident occurred.
Oh my gosh.
He had once again been reprimanded for lying, and Mrs. Bieberbach commented on Hauser's horrendous mendacity, lying,
Great word.
an art of dissimulation, deceit, and called him full of vanity and spite. But on the 3rd of April,
She's speaking to a boy who's only just started recently learning to speak. He'd be like,
I know.
what are you telling me?
These are such
I don't
big...
understand.
I had to Google these words.
But,
and
yeah, I have dissimulation. It's incredible.
no
What?
idea.
But also funny because they've been translated already.
And I'm not
Why
sure...
are they translating them into words that then you have to translate for English speakers?
Yeah. I'm not sure if she's saying that directly to him or if that's been like, if she's written that somewhere. But anyway, she's not a fan. And on April 3rd, 1830, a pistol shot went off in Hauser's room in the Bieberbach house.
Oh, no.
The family hurriedly went to his room to find him unconscious and bleeding from a head wound. When he quickly came to, he explained that he'd climbed on a chair to get some books from a shelf. The chair had fallen and he'd reached to grab something to stop his fall. By mistake, he grabbed a pistol hanging on the wall, which then discharged and wounded him. And again, people were skeptical about this story.
That's a wild tale, but it's also funny to describe it as by mistake. Like he's flailing around trying to grab. No, not that one. Like, come on, man, give yourself a break.
Also, put the bloody safety on.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
What,
Yeah.
a loaded weapon on the wall?
Loaded
Silly.
weapon on the wall.
Silly.
He grabbed it, finger on the trigger, I guess. Pointed at himself. Jeez, what a mistake.
That's really
Unlucky.
unlucky.
Very
Really
unlucky. Yeah,
yeah.
very unfortunate.
But, you know, accidents happen.
Yeah. Hey, and we all make mistakes. It's the mistakes that make us.
Wow.
Is that an idiom?
I hadn't
No,
thought of that.
It's not.
true, though.
So
That
again,
is true, though.
people were skeptical about his story. Not you two, obviously. But
No, I mean,
others were.
Yeah, so you just grabs the first thing. When you're falling off a ladder or something, you're panicking,
You're
you
not
grab
thinking.
whatever.
Yeah.
The gun goes off.
You don't have time to think.
Things-
Do I steady myself on that wall or on that gun? You
Yeah.
don't have time to think.
Yeah.
Things ricochet.
Do we think this guy's like, you know, one of those superheroes that can slow everything down and make decisions in a split second? Like, grow up.
Grow up.
It's instinct.
Yes.
The boy's like possibly an alien.
Yeah.
He doesn't know what's what.
He doesn't know what's what.
He maybe never saw a wall before this week or however long he's been there.
A year.
A year.
18 months.
a long
18
time to-
months.
You know,
He's never seen a wall in that time.
I mean, and we do know that he probably lived in a small cell, which was all wall.
Yeah.
For all intents and
but
purposes.
they weren't lit up, though. There was a blackened
yeah,
walls.
that's right. It was and they were blank walls.
Yeah.
They weren't full of loaded weapons, we assume.
Gosh.
Gosh.
That'd be dangerous.
Yeah, jeez Louise.
But skeptics, you know, for instance, they're saying like the wound seemed quite it was too superficial to have been from a gunshot.
Oh, okay.
As Eckhart Bommer writes. And on the other hand, Kaspar Hauser received such attentiveness and compassion during this time that he is called the Child of Europe. And this title stays with him. He's basically like, he's made news as well around Germany, but also that news has spread to, you know, the UK and even apparently to the US.
I just
Right,
like, who
they're like,
is
that's
this
his
mysterious
Like,
boy?
Exactly. So this garners him more attention again. So Hauser has outstayed his welcome once again and was transferred to the home of Baron von Tucker in May of 1830. I believe he stayed there for a little over a year, and the Baron, like every other host, later complained of Hauser's exorbitant vanity and lies.
This is a kid who, like, imagine being called vain when you've only just known mirrors for a year and a half. Of course you're going to be looking at
Yeah,
him.
you'd be obsessed. If you saw
I'd be
yourself for
looking
the
at
first time
yeah.
ever, you'd be like, what the hell's that?
Oh, this kid is so vain. Always looking at himself in the mirror. It's a new technology to him.
It's blown his mind.
It's like, Jess, imagine you'd never seen one before, and then I went, check out this Switch.
Oh, a switch. I thought it
There's
was
little,
a mirror.
little farm games on it. What would you do? Would you, like, just never look at it again?
This
Yeah.
kid's obsessed with this Switch.
I'd
Yeah.
probably be like, ugh. I'd probably bury it in the backyard and say, no thanks.
Yeah, piss on it.
Get that out of here.
Because you're not vain.
I'm not vain like that.
Okay, well,
That was a
You've-
bad example on your part, Matt.
you've won me over. I think this kid's vain.
In late 1831, a British nobleman named Lord Stanhope took an interest in Hauser and asks Mayor Binder if he can meet the child of Europe. The child of Europe.
That's a great name.
The town is overjoyed to have possibly found in him a deep-pocketed benefactor for Hauser.
Everyone hates this kid so much. They want someone to take
They're
him
like,
off their
somebody,
hands.
and also like this is a wealthy lord. They're like, great, because we've been like raising funds for this kid.
Yeah.
And we're not wealthy people.
Yeah, this is boring
If
now.
you would like to fund, his vanity, that would be great. So Stanhope and Hauser met, and Stanhope won Kaspar over with gifts, silk, money, and a clock. Pretty cool.
That's great.
As well as many promises. He had his portrait painted and sort of plants the idea in Kaspar's head that there's this expectation of potentially being of noble birth.
Why does he need to win him over?
Yeah, I don't know.
He's been kicked out. He's the only one who
This
wants
kid's
to have
pretty
anything
easy to
do with
win,
him.
yeah.
He's like, what's in it for me?
Yeah.
Oh, clock.
A clock.
Ooh.
Okay, I'm listening. TikTok. What else we got? Now he's like, all right, now I know that time's passing. You better hurry up, mate.
And
What else you got?
Stanhope's
Maybe an
like,
offer.
fuck, shouldn't have told him about the concept of time. They talk extensively, the Lord trying to figure out where this boy's come from. Hauser seems to recall a few words in Hungarian, and Stanhope takes this and runs with it. He takes Hauser on 2 separate trips to Hungary, but was deflated when Hauser didn't recognise any buildings or monuments, which is absurd because he said he was kept in a dungeon his whole life.
Yeah.
You could drop me in parts of Melbourne and I'd be like, where am I? I don't know.
But in a dungeon in Melbourne, you're like,
I'd be like, oh, this is my
like,
dungeon.
It's home.
I find that so strange to be like, oh, okay, you might know a Hungarian word or two. Well, let's go. Oh, you don't recognise any of these monuments?
What about the salami?
Yeah.
Have a nibble on that?
You must
Is that
be
ringing any bells?
You must be lying.
Ringing any bells of salami? We'll try it with the mild, then we'll try it with the hot. What have we got? And have a nibble.
I love to travel with you.
Yeah.
Try it, love it.
Try it with the salami.
Obviously, I just called Dave Dad.
Yeah.
Obviously, Dave's eating salami for 3.
That's right. You're having the vagon, salami. I'm having the proper stuff.
And I'm next door getting a magnet.
Yeah, that's right.
I mean, if we're ever in Hungary, and a piece of Hungarian salami fell on my mouth,
I'm having
Yeah.
to slap you across the face.
I'd have a lick. And then I'd let Dave finish
I'd
it.
slap you across the face with a Hungarian salami.
Oh, thank you. And everyone knows that's not cheating. That's not cheating vegetarianism if you if you take a little nibble as you're being slapped with the salami.
That's fine.
Yeah, if you bite the air.
Self-defense. Self-defense. Because the vegan cops come.
So these 2 failed trips to Hungary had left Stanhope feeling a little bit doubtful of Hauser's credibility, which is not entirely fair. Lord Stanhope manages to drive more and more of a wedge between Kaspar Hauser and his important Nuremberg benefactors, especially von Tucker, Mayor Binder, and the teacher Dalma. In November of 1831, von Tucker dares to confront Stanhope. He demands that the Lord either cease his influence or take over total responsibility for the foundling.
All right. So, all right. If you're going to hang out with him a lot, it's your problem.
Yeah, because we're still raising funds over here.
Yeah.
If you're giving him all these promises and you're taking financial responsibility for his care, then take full financial
Yeah. If
responsibility.
you're going to take him on overseas trips, you also got to have him during the week. It's not fair that you get to do all the fun stuff.
Exactly.
And we're doing all the parenting during the week. Okay?
It's not fair.
Okay?
Okay?
You come in, you swan in, he thinks, oh, Disneyland, great. And then
Yeah.
he's back to us and we're telling him to go to school.
And we're making him eat broccoli.
How are we gonna eat?
I'm the bad guy.
Suddenly we're the bad guy.
Okay? I'm not a bad guy. I'm his mother.
I'm Mayor Binder.
I'm Mayor Binder, and I love that little boy. So the Lord, he does the latter. He is officially designated as Kaspar's foster father, and he immediately takes him away from Nuremberg to Ansbach.
Ooh.
Good.
This was a strategic move because a man in Ansbach by the name of Feuerbach had been doing some research into Hauser's origin, and Stanhope wanted to be close by to see if he could find out any info, sort of as Feuerbach continued researching. So he's kind of like, let's go there. This guy's looking into the origins. He might figure it out. Hauser is placed under the tutelage of another teacher, this one called Johann Meyer. Meyer is a very strict teacher and was described as a pedantic man who disliked Hauser's excuses and apparent lies. But Kaspar's changing, having spent so much time learning from his German teachers. this is a quote, "This Kaspar, now living in Ansbach, is by far no longer the wolf child that he was once taken for. Many of his extraordinary capacities have diminished over time. Step by step, he is being assimilated into society."
Oh, no, you can't see the raspberry from 100 feet or whatever anymore.
No,
He can't sense metal?
he can't sense metal anymore.
Oh.
He can even spend time in a cemetery. It's disgusting.
So sad. During the daytime, he works for the court as a copier of records and documents. In the evenings, he is often guest of the district president von Stickener, who invites him to go dancing. And Kaspar Hauser likes to dance.
Oh, wow.
He gets religious lessons from a local pastor, and von Feuerbach continues to study Hauser and research his origins, even writing a book about him, which is published in 1832, called Kaspar Hauser, An Example of a Crime Against the Soul. That translation is according to Google Translate, so...
Right. If someone wrote a book about me and it was called that, I'd probably be offended.
Crime Against the Soul?
I'm a crime against the soul.
What did that Berliner barista say about Google Translate?
We cannot be trusting Google Translate, as I speak impeccable English to you, but I'm very apologetic about it, and I'm embarrassed by my poor English skills.
That's good. That's good German.
Thank you.
Guy speaking English stuff from you.
I always do that. They're like, oh, my English is not as sufficient as I would like it to be. I've only been speaking it my entire life, and I speak 8 other languages, and English is maybe not the one I am the most confident in. And you're just like, I can barely say hello in any other language. You're incredible.
But we are also assuming that they're the words they're trying to say. Maybe they're trying to say something totally different.
Yeah.
We don't know.
Right, yeah.
True.
Could be asking for directions to see friends Rom that night.
I will do my best to give you adequate directions to the destination of your choosing. So...
That's very good stuff from you, Bopper.
If you headed northwards along this street here, they're incredible.
This Strasser.
This Strasser. My apologies.
My apologies. My apologies.
My apologies.
I meant a road or street or a boulevard. A carriageway for your motor vehicle. I'm sorry, our car. I will do my best to communicate with you in this language that I'm not proficient in. And you're like, shut up, it's so good. Anyway, so yeah, von Feuerbach has written... Give me von Feuerbach.
You know what? He resisted for a long time, so yeah, you can have a
every
Feuerbach.
second
There's a lot of
person's
Bachs.
named Bach, and I'm like,
You've done really well, and I'm very proud of you.
Much.
So von Feuerbach, the one who wrote the book, he died in May of 1833, and Hauser mourned the loss of this man who'd been researching his origin.
All right.
However, some authors point out that von Feuerbach had lost faith in Hauser by the end of his life. He wrote a note saying, Kaspar Hauser is a smart, scheming codger, a rogue, a good-for-nothing that ought to be killed.
Oh,
Whoa,
wow. That
Jesus.
really got going.
Big escalations.
Yeah, he's a rogue. Oh, okay. Yeah, he's a bit of
Kill him!
trouble. Whoa!
Full on.
Is there any suspicion in his own death? The guy researching him, saying he's a bit of a fraudster, suddenly dies not long after the book is published.
I feel like actually I did read something about his death being iffy,
Bit sus.
but it wasn't brought up a lot in many resources.
There were some people who were skeptical about it.
There was people that were skeptical, but also von Feuerbach was likely already quite ill when he wrote that, and most authors are fairly sure he never shared that opinion with Hauser. So I don't think Hauser knew that
He
von
doubted
Feuerbach was like, this guy's a fucking rogue.
Let's kill him.
Let's kill him.
It's amazing if he is a rogue, like he's a chancer and all that sort of stuff. He was onto that from a very young age, unless this old guy is like still coaching him somehow.
Yeah, I don't know what the hell's going
The
on.
old fella. Remember the old fella, Dave?
The
The
one
one
that
who said he needs to die before he leaves the city, which is so hard to
That's
do.
very confusing, yeah.
Yeah.
Before
Before I leave the city. So I'll die and then leave?
I guess that's when he becomes Kaspar the Ghost, and then he can leave and go to,
A house
Midwest.
in California. I think it's in San Francisco.
San Francisco,
or
is
something.
it?
I think so. Well, I'm just imagining the house and it gives me San Francisco
Ah,
vibes.
yeah, it
I'm
does
going
a
to
bit,
Google.
but I'm picturing them driving through the country in the movie with what's her name, and the guy, and Bill Pullman, but also
Okay, they're in Maine.
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 Oh, that's the opposite side, but it's also it's the same and opposite. You know what I mean?
Mm.
Sort of probably around the same line of latitude.
I think just because we have brought up Kaspar the ghost so many times, I do just want to also say that for many millennials, we all had a pretty big crush on Kaspar. Okay, just want to say that. Devon Sawyer,
that's right.
Really hot.
And who was the girl?
Christina Ricci.
Babe.
Devon Sawyer, holy shit. Boy, like when Kaspar becomes real, spoilers, wouldn't mind sharing a dance and a little smooch with that boy, let me tell you.
Yeah, at the time.
At the time when I was age appropriate.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't remember that he became a real boy.
Oh, that might be a spoiler then. Sorry about that.
I don't think I know it's a 30-year-old movie,
No,
Dave.
I think I
Pull your head out of your ass, Dave.
I think I saw it at the time, but not since, and I've forgotten.
Yeah, it becomes Devon Sawyer.
Look forward to
Which is
revisiting.
funny because
Just like a temporary thing.
all the other ghosts have like some physical qualities of who they are as real people.
Yeah.
Like when Bill Pullman becomes a ghost for a bit.
Oh, it looks like Bill Pullman.
But Casper's a blobhead.
Should we redo
Little
Kaspar?
far-fetched.
Far-fetched, and put in Lewis Pullman,
Oh, yeah, great.
Bill Pullman's son,
I think
who's also a
I think that'd be
mega babe.
fantastic. Yeah. And I wonder if he's going to get a crack on Spaceballs too.
Whoa,
Whoa, imagine.
This sounds
Jeez.
personal.
Jess loves nepotism sometimes.
I
apparently.
love nepotism. Oh. Anyway, okay, so von Feuerbach, everybody who meets this kid, spends quite a bit of time with him, ends up kind of hating him.
And thinking that he's full of shit. Like, it sounds like he lies all the time.
Yeah. They're all like, something's not right here. This is a lying little vain piece of shit.
But you would be like,
So you
something's
guys
not
love
right
him.
I love whoever called him a chancer. I think that's a fun. He's an absolute chancer.
I don't know if anyone did.
I think someone did.
That was you, Matt.
And I thought whoever did it was fantastic.
I thought that was very clever and witty and interesting.
Yes. And sorry for I didn't I'm not that proficient. I love
Sorry,
how
Mike.
your German person says proficient.
I just can't think of I'm trying to think of big words because they always end up
Proficient's a fantastic
using
word.
bigger words than I can in my
You
vocabulary.
can't.
So I just use proficient a few times.
Sorry if it sounds like I'm being mendacious, but
So you sound like Alan Rickman trying to speak German.
Yeah. You've got it's
Thank
in
you
the
so
throat
much.
for you, German. Yeah.
Thank you. Und sorry, sorry, but
My comprehension of English is, pretty good, but I do not get much opportunity to practice.
so I can understand what you're saying to me, but it is not how to say one of my main strengths and fortes to be able to discuss things with you on a how do I say?
Yeah, that's her, that noise.
So, still hoping that Stanhope would take him to England, because there was sort of this promise of I'll take you there, that big smoke.
Oh, okay, but we'll just do a bit of research about who you are
We'll
first
figure
of
it out, maybe we
all.
can go to England. He's still hoping that will happen. Hauser was dissatisfied with his life in Ansbach. And while Stanhope was still providing funds for Hauser's care and education, he'd left Ansbach and was planning to visit for Christmas of 1833. And just before Christmas, on the 9th of December, Hauser and his teacher/caregiver, Meyer, had a pretty serious argument. They had a big fight. Stanhope's upcoming visit was stressing Meyer out because he too was losing faith in Hauser and his credibility, and he didn't know how he was going to face Stanhope.
Oh, I'm supposed to be teaching this
So
boy.
we're teaching this boy, and you're funding him, but we're not sure about him.
And what credibility exactly? Because he's never claimed to be anything, has he?
Well, his whole story.
Right. Yeah, okay.
But being locked up for all those
Like,
years.
okay.
And being attacked on the head with a razor.
Right. We're not sure about your credibility, whether or not you were locked in a room.
Yeah.
But it's not like we're not sure if you're actually a royal, because he never said that.
No, I don't think.
Yeah.
I don't think that's something he's sort of. How you say?
Sorry. Und my
Your words escape me.
I do apologize.
Yeah, I don't think he's claiming to be royalty or being asked to be considered royalty or anything. So
Right.
no, it's not that. I think it's just maybe that sort of that thing of before of well, if he's learning so quickly, is it how? And if he's lying so much and so well, it's well, what are you hiding? I'm not sure. They're just not not sure about him. Maybe he gives people the creeps.
Okay.
So 5 days later, after this argument, on the 14th of December, Hauser came back to Meyer's house with a deep chest wound.
Oh.
He said that he'd been walking in Ansbach Court Garden when he was lured over by a stranger who was handing him a small, violet-coloured purse. As he reached for it, the stranger stabbed him.
This is Kaspar being stabbed?
Yes.
He does seem to get a lot of
Random attacks?
So what they're starting to think is that he's just attacking himself a bit, which is, interesting.
Well, I think he's probably telling the truth, though.
Yeah,
So
I
he's been
don't
handed a
really
purple
understand
purse,
why he would need to.
And as he's taking it, the stranger's just gone, stabby, stabby.
Yes.
Did he get the purple purse?
No.
Okay.
So he runs to escape, drops the purse, leaves the purse behind.
Yep.
Which he was very eager for authorities to find. He was like, you got to find the purse.
It's the one-armed man.
And he's kind of like he's deteriorating a little bit. He's fading. He's like, go find the purse. So when a policeman searched the court garden, he found a small violet purse containing a penciled note in mirrored writing. And it said...
Mirrored writing. As in, like, you hold up to a mirror, you can...
Yeah, it's like backwards.
Oh, my God. And we know he likes mirrors.
Yeah.
This kid is vain.
Yes.
So...
And what does it say?
It says... Hauser will be able to tell you quite precisely how I look and from where I am. To save Hauser the effort, I want to tell you myself from where I come. I come from the Bavarian border, on the river. I will even tell you my name, MLO. It's not a name, those are initials.
All right, not Malo.
So it's still quite a cryptic note. Why are all these notes so cryptic?
Yeah. The other one had mentioned the Bavarian border at the start of the episode.
Yes.
Gosh, who is this guy?
Who is this? Who is it? Who's just randomly lured him over and attacked him?
Yeah, and he didn't recognise the person as his initial captor or anything. He just thought it was a stranger had lured him over.
Remember, he doesn't know what the captor looks like, but in the outhouse attack with the razor on the head or whatever, he recognised the voice. This time, he didn't say he knew who it was.
But the MLO said that he would. In
True.
the note.
Yeah. So
he was going to save him the trouble.
By cryptically, I'll tell you who I am, cryptically. MLO. I come from the Bavarian border. That'll narrow it down. On the river.
How many people live there? Can't be many.
Who lives near a water source?
Come on.
Not many humans, that's for sure.
Yeah. That's not what we're attracted to.
That's not what we do to survive. Inconsistencies in Hauser's account led to Ansbach Court of Inquiry to suspect that he had stabbed himself and then invented a tale about being attacked. Remember, the first attack when he was in the outhouse came after he'd had an argument with his then sort of caregiver.
Yep.
Then, again, he's getting in trouble at the second household and the gun goes off.
Yeah, because he grabbed onto it by accident.
Now he's had a fight with the next caregiver and he's been stabbed while out on a walk.
You suggesting a pattern is emerging?
No, I'm just pointing stuff out for you because I know you don't listen super well.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
I understand your comprehension is not at the standard of an adult of your age.
Yeah, which is such a shame as English is my first and only language.
What were you taught by someone from Germany?
Oh yeah. I was taught by the Sacha Baron Cohen film Bruno, which I haven't seen, but just the previews.
Yeah, so you were locked in a dungeon for 16 years, and the only video you had was the trailer for Bruno.
Oh yeah.
So they're thinking he's stabbed himself. The note in the purse contained a spelling error and grammatical error, both of which were quite typical of Kaspar.
Oh, MLO's actually spelled MLP.
It was difficult to write mirror writing. I'd find that hard to nail in the first go. That'd be hard.
The note itself was also folded into a specific sort of triangular form.
Classic Kaspar.
Yeah.
Really?
He's a triangular,
Mrs. Meyer was like, that's how he always folded his letters.
He's not sounding like a mastermind kind of kid, is he?
No.
Sounds like he's been framed up to me.
Yep. Forensic examiners agreed that Hauser's chest wound might have been self-inflicted. Many authors believe that he had wounded himself again to revive public interest in his story and persuade Stanhope to take him to England. However, this time Hauser fatally injured himself by mistake.
No, he stabbed himself.
That's right. 3 days after the stabbing, Kaspar Hauser died from his injuries.
Oh,
Kaspar the ghost now.
is it kind of?
It's getting worse. You've gone to Swedish Chef.
Is it kind of like an infection type? It's like, or the wound was
blood
too
loss?
bad.
I'm not 100%
Because obviously
sure.
back then you can't muck around with stabbing yourself.
No, he
Like,
had
even
3
if it's
cracks at it too.
Dare I say, probably don't do it now.
No, but like, you know, obviously back then the smallest of scratches could get infected.
Exactly. I don't think they had antibiotics.
No.
Yes.
Yeah, Marie Curie wasn't around yet.
No.
Yeah. And they didn't know to just put pressure on the wound. They're like, oh, let it bleed.
Yeah, that's right.
They put leeches on it.
They put
Suck
leeches-
more out.
More blood
Get
out.
rid of it.
Get rid of all this nasty blood.
We need to bleed this boy.
This bad blood, get it out. All of it. We'll start again.
Start again. Oh, there's more. No, that's from the original one. I can tell.
Don't worry about it.
Oh, bugger. So he's dead.
He's dead. 3 days later.
Did he die before leaving the city like that strange man said?
Whoa. Well, no, because he was buried in the city cemetery in Arnsbach.
Oh.
But then I said you got to die before you leave Nuremberg. But he didn't. He left Nuremberg.
Oh. Maybe that's why he was killed.
So
Because he didn't die before he left.
Yeah.
So they killed him as punishment.
They went, sorry, we forgot. It's a bit late.
it's a bit too late, mate. Hang on, I've just got to do some maths. Yeah, so he was about 21
Oh, shit.
when he died. So this is from Wikipedia, that beautiful German website, Wikipedia.
Wikipedia. Oh, sorry, my reading is not so good of the how to say Wikipedia.org.
Hauser was buried in the city cemetery in Arnsbach. His headstone reads in Latin, "Here lies Kaspar Hauser, riddle of his time. His birth was unknown, his death mysterious."
Oh my
1833.
gosh. Imagine that on a headstone.
Isn't that kind of
Unknown and mysterious.
haunting and beautiful?
Yeah, if you saw that walking through, you'd be like, who is this guy?
Many years later, a monument to Hauser was later erected in the court garden, which reads, "Here lies a mysterious one who was killed in a mysterious manner."
Wow.
Jess,
Really?
is this a mystery episode?
Yeah.
My
In a way, yes,
God.
yes.
But you think that he was just full of shit kid? Do we know what was his story?
It's almost like that's the point of what we're doing, is to
Jess.
find out.
You can't end
exciting.
it there. Just
I'm not
please keep reading.
ending it there.
Just please.
Well, I guess it's time for everyone's favourite section of the show.
So after Hauser's death, Stanhope published a book in which he presented all known evidence against Hauser, taking it as his duty openly to confess that I have been deceived. So
Oh.
he turned on his story as well and was
Turned
like,
on his own
he was-
boy.
He was full of shit.
Or one of his many adoptees.
Some of Hauser's followers believed that Stanhope had ulterior motives in befriending him and had connections to the House of Baden, this family that they think maybe he was from. However, historians defend Stanhope as a philanthropist, a pious man, and a seeker of truth.
Right,
So
but
they
I
don't
think
think
that
that's
he heard the rumour this kid could be royalty. I'll adopt him so I can get in with this family.
I don't think
or
so.
I represent this family in some way.
Yeah.
That's what people was possibly saying, but historians are now saying.
They're like, no, I don't think so.
He's just a good guy who wanted to look after a kid.
And
yeah.
he was sort of like, that's an interesting kind of story. This kid's just appeared out of nowhere. What's going on here?
Yeah.
He was probably rich and bored and was like, I'll see. So the case of Kaspar Hauser continues to be researched and argued. Conflicting information and opinions still get thrown around today. A physician present at Hauser's autopsy, Dr. Friedrich Wilhelm Heidenreich, claimed that his brain was notable for its small cortical size and its few non-distinct cortical gyri. All of this makes complete sense to all of us. Indicative to some that he suffered from cortical atrophy, so loss of brain tissue. But Heidenreich may have been influenced by his phrenological ideas. Phrenology is a pseudoscience that involves the measurement of bumps on the skull to predict mental traits.
Right.
A different doctor, Dr. Albert, who actually conducted the autopsy and wrote the official report, found no anomalies in Hauser's brain. He was like, nope, normal brain.
Okay.
And remember how he turned up in Nuremberg with 2 letters?
Yes.
Writing analysts in later years concluded that the same person wrote both letters.
His mother.
The line from the letter, "He writes my handwriting exactly as I do," led them to assume that Hauser wrote both letters. Now, I don't know where that line would have come from because the letter from the mother was when he was a baby. So how could he write? It's very confusing.
But maybe the second letter
Maybe, yeah.
from his supposed captor /
Yes.
adopted father or whatever,
Yeah.
who was mysterious. Mate,
Maybe
that
it's
is
the
a good
same.
way of saying why the handwriting that he's handing over is the exact same as his.
Oh, he
the reason
blends-
we have the same handwriting is I taught him to write exactly like me. So that's not. So I've explained that.
Nothing weird about that.
Yeah.
No questions.
Yeah,
Great.
He didn't write it. I did.
Eckhart Boehmer writes, For it is seen that the handwriting on the two missives is that of one and the same person, and the ink of the two does not evidence a difference of 16 years. So it's not like one's faded.
Right, they're written on the
They're
same
written
day.
the same day. Indeed, the paper of the presumed older writing sample had a watermark of a paper mill that did not yet exist in 1812.
Okay.
And the cavalry school in Nuremberg, to which the labourer was to bring the 16-year-old, was not yet stationed there in 1812.
Okay.
Thus, the mother could not have written about it.
Okay, there's a few clues here.
So those letters were not written in the past.
Yeah.
Well, I guess they were. Just, recent
Just not
history.
quite that.
Yeah.
I don't really. Who gives a shit? This kid is doing what he could to get by.
Yeah.
Is that kind of the idea? He sort of made up some stories because he had no one else. And that's how he got around.
Who knows?
Who knows?
A 2023 study indicated that Hauser had the markings of a cowpox vaccination to prevent smallpox when he showed up in Nuremberg, and these vaccinations had been mandatory in Bavaria since 1807. So he would have had to visit a vaccination site to get this shot. Like an adult would have had to take him, and this sort of discredits his claim to have grown up without any human contact.
Right, but maybe whoever's looking after him just took the remedy to the vaccine to him in the dungeon.
Yeah, they're like, well, it would have had to have been taken to it, but who knows?
Yeah, that's right. But the letter thing is pretty hard to argue against.
And also, if that's been done to you when you're really little, there's a chance you don't remember it, especially when it seems they were drugging him a bit.
Yeah, that's right. He
by
doesn't
his
wake
story,
up.
yeah. In 1970, a psychiatrist named Carl Leonhard stated that if he had been living since childhood under the conditions he describes, he would not have developed beyond the condition of an idiot. Indeed, he would have not remained alive long. His tale is so full of absurdities that it is astonishing that it was ever believed and is even today still believed by many people. Carl went really hard on it.
That's really hard.
Settle down, Carl.
Yeah, chill out, Carl. He goes on to call Hauser a pathological swindler and suggests his behaviour indicated paranoid personality disorder. As for theories that Kaspar was actually the royal baby, many have written about the theories and presented evidence one way or the other. In his Historical Mysteries, Andrew Lang summarised the results. It is true that the Grand Duchess was too ill to be permitted to see her dead baby in 1812, but the baby's father, grandmother and aunt, with the 10 court physicians and nurses and others, must have seen it in death, and it is too absurd to suppose, on no authority, that they were all parties to the White Lady's plot. So it's sort of like, yeah, okay, the mum didn't see her dead baby, but lots of people did and probably would have known if it was swapped.
Yeah.
Babies all look the same.
Yeah. Thank you for saying it. Because people show me pictures of their baby and I'm like, cool.
That's a baby.
That's a baby. That right there, that's a
Confirmed.
baby.
Definitely.
Oh, it looks like you. It's got your eyes. Yeah. You saying I look like a baby? I got baby eyes?
Beautiful baby eyes. So DNA analysis has also been undertaken. In November of 96, the German magazine Der Spiegel reported an attempt to genetically match a blood sample from underwear thought to have been Hauser's. Comparisons with descendants of the royal family proved that the blood examined could not have come from the hereditary prince of Baden.
Oh, right.
Whoa, these underpants that might have been this guy's
Yeah.
didn't.
And it's 1996, so it's pretty early days for DNA science.
Can we say that it's not a good sign if you've got blood in your underpants?
I thought that too, and then one of the sources was like blood from when he was stabbed and died. Like the blood had got,
okay.
because I was also like, you
Jeez.
probably shouldn't be bleeding in your
gosh,
jocks.
That's not good.
You should see a doctor about that.
In any way.
But so DNA science in 96, not amazing. But in 2024, a new study corroborated previous analysis, once again ruling out the prince theory. So he was not a prince.
Okay.
Assuming those were his underpants and that was his blood on those underpants if they were his underpants.
And if they were, he's not a prince.
Can't they dig him up and figure it out though?
They've thought of that. They haven't done it, but there's kind of like I don't think they've done it. No. but they have said that's the only other way to like get proper DNA. Dig him up. This was a reveal, but something Matt has realised is this is in fact a mystery episode because we don't know who he is or where he's actually come from. There's a lot of cultural references. Kaspar Hauser may have only lived for 21 years, nearly 200 years ago, yet his name and story have continued to pop up in film, literature, music ever since. There's several non-fiction books that have been written about him. He's inspired fiction novels, graphic novels, plays, films. Werner Herzog had a film in 1974 called The Enigma of Kaspar Hauser, and a boy called Bruno played the part of Hauser, was an untrained actor whose childhood was marked by physical abuse and stays in mental institutions, and Herzog remarked that he considers him similar to Hauser, which is kind of a little interesting tidbit there. But that unsatisfying ending in so many ways is the mystery of who the bloody hell was Kaspar Hauser. We don't know.
Oh my gosh.
We don't know where he actually came from.
I'd never heard of that. Do you get the feeling that that is a big, like, still a famous story in Germany in particular? Like,
yeah.
They would know this.
Although the people who
name?
suggested it were mostly American and a New Zealander, so I don't really know. That's the tricky thing too, is that most things that were written about him, because like you look at the Wikipedia page about it, for example, and nearly all of the resources are in German.
Yes.
So it was trickier to find English sources because although I do an okay German accent, I do not actually. I've lost the accent. I don't.
Well, you were really channeling a bit of Werner Herzog, I thought.
Thank you. He features in an episode of Parks and Rec,
and
and he's very funny in it. But yeah, that's the story of Kaspar Hauser.
Kaspar Hauser?
Isn't that wild?
Wild tale. Wild tale. Kaspar, the Chancer ghost. He's a chancer. I love the person who described him that way.
I'm just going to do a quick...
Did you ever... Yeah.
Chancer. Chance... No.
No? Really?
At no stage.
What an absolute chancer.
That was you. And it was a great observation.
Yeah, well, yeah. I can see how you say that is a good observation, but I humbly must disagree. So I think that brings us everyone's favourite section of the show.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll even give that a beat for editing purposes. And that brings us to everyone's favourite section of the show, where we thank some of our fantastic supporters. If you want to be one of these supporters, go to patreon.com/dogonpod. Bunch of different things you get involved in there. There's 4 bonus episodes a month exclusive to the certain level and above. I think it might even be the Dreamboat Cooper level and above. You also get ad-free feed of these shows. You get to submit questions for Who Knew It, Matt Stewart. You get to join the Facebook group. You get to be in things like the Hat Swap, which Sophie Tudor. I'm so gun-shy on saying her name because of Dave saying it wrong all the time. But I think that's right, isn't it, Dave?
That feels wrong to me, so yeah. That's how I have to think about it.
Right. But yeah, I'm double bluffing myself now.
Yeah.
And yeah, so I've sent a hat off over to someone in America.
Wow.
I don't know if they've got it yet or not. And
Exciting.
Just catching up on just saying that.
Anything else?
Sounded sarcastic. It was genuine.
Oh, and people get to vote on the topics.
Yeah.
All sorts of things. A lot of good stuff.
Beautiful place to be.
Do go on. Pod.com is our website, but our Patreon site is patreon.com/dogonpod. And the first thing we like to do is for people on the Sydney Scheinberg level or above get to go into a section of the show we call Fact, Quote or Question, which actually has a jingle, goes something like this.
Fact, quote or question.
Oh, he always remembers the shing.
Yes, I shinged when I should
And
have
she
shinged.
always remembers the shing. And in this section of the show, we take a couple of our great patrons from that level. They get to give us a fact, quote, or question, or a brag or a suggestion, or really whatever they like. And this week, first one comes from James Edwards. They also get to give themselves a title. And James's title is Cool Gay Uncle of the Pod. open brackets, happy Pride Month, everybody, close brackets, open brackets. Yes, I wrote this in June, close bracket, close bracket.
We recorded it in June.
Yeah.
Just so you know. So happy Pride Month to you.
Yeah.
But it will come out in July.
And James has a question writing, I just started a new job and was asked several getting to know you questions. Getting to know you. What's that from?
Getting to know about. It's from a musical, I think, so Dave would love it.
And thought I'd pose one to you all. If you had to have a walk-on tune every time you entered a room, what would it be and why?
It's from The King and I, that song.
Okay. And James writes, that's something I've never seen, but I reckon I've probably seen parts of it. It used to be played like on Saturday afternoons.
Definitely, yeah.
James, always, if you ask a question, we always suggest you give us an answer if you can. James says, I chose This Is Me from The Greatest Showman because it's the song I play when I'm feeling low or need a confidence boost. Hope you're all well. Looking forward to seeing Matt in London in September. Open bracket and my husband Bob will be bringing our gorgeous pup Lady along for a drink afterwards too, close bracket. Love you all, XXX.
I met James's dog last time we were in the UK.
Lady is such a good name for
And
a dog
it's such
too.
a cool dog, such a cute dog.
Oh, so
It
jealous.
meets the name. You know what I mean? It's as good
Ladylike.
as the name.
It's a ladylike dog.
Lady in red.
Was the dog wearing red?
Give my lady back, lady back, lady back.
That's either the soundtrack that's playing when that dog walks into a
Oh,
pub.
that's awesome.
What song do you want, Dave?
I'm probably thinking the start of Careless Whisper.
Yeah.
The
That's
love
pretty
that.
good,
Love
yeah.
that walk-in. Hi everyone, I'm here.
That's good stuff.
What about you, Papa?
You know I'm going, Baby, I'm burning.
Oh, yeah, that's fantastic.
Dolly, a classic.
That's a great walk.
The vibes are high.
Yeah.
It's a great track.
On Roadshow recently, they asked us what our walk-on song was, and I guess the one I chose then remains "Hurts" by Amyl and the Sniffers. Oh
yeah.
I want to go to the country.
Yeah.
I want the breeze in my hair.
Yep.
I love that. Oh, my other one is, of course, which I use for the Duke on the quiz show. Tom Jones. It's not unusual.
Oh,
That's what I thought you were going to go
Yeah.
for.
And what do you use for me on that one?
It's Pantera, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, Cowboys from Hell. Maybe?
Yeah, Cowboys from Hell.
I'll accept either. And thanks so much, James, for that question.
That's a
Great
great
question,
I love
James.
that question.
When you said like an icebreaker question, I kind of like, I remembered starting new jobs and having those get to know you icebreaker and being like, oh, these are so tedious.
But that's a pretty good
That's
one, I
a
reckon.
good
Yeah,
one.
there's an actual bit of personality
Yes.
in there.
Yeah.
Like
It can be a bit of fun.
Because some people just like, their question answer to, do you like, what music do you like? They say, oh, whatever's on. So that would be a nightmare question for them, I suppose.
Yeah.
But I guess in that instance, you have to name a specific song. Maybe.
Yeah,
It's
true.
a bit more than what's your favorite genre of music? Oh, no, I like a bit of everything.
Yeah.
All right,
And also,
name a song.
And it's not just like what's your favorite song. It's like, okay, you're entering a room. What sort of vibe do you want to curate? It says a lot about a person. I think we've given a lot of ourselves to that.
We have. I thought it was a really brave thing we just did.
Yes, I agree. And James was very brave also.
Thank you so much,
For
James.
for saying that his song would be quite a popular, very good song.
And
Brave.
Our next one, his one was a popular song?
Yeah, from Greatest Showman.
Don't know it.
You would, I reckon, if you heard it.
Right, even if I haven't seen the movie?
Yeah,
Yeah, there you go.
it's around a fair bit. I'll play it for you after.
Look forward to it.
Our next one comes from Isabel McTeer, aka Captain Coffee, America Division,
Ooh,
offering a brag.
okay. We love a brag. We love all of them, but it is nice when people take the opportunity to brag.
Writing, hey guys, thank you for giving us a space to celebrate important moments in our lives with a bunch of awesome people. I love getting to share in the joy of strangers. It makes the world feel less big and sad. I'm bragging about getting accepted into art school.
Whoa!
Growing up, I never thought of myself as an artist because I couldn't draw very well, so I didn't take any art classes, but a few years ago I started creating just for the joy of it, and recently decided to go back to school for art with the hope of someday having a career as an artist. I was nervous I wouldn't get accepted, and that the fuddy-duddy arts teachers wouldn't think my art was good enough. But I did it! Sorry, Dave.
Sorry to say those bloody fuddy-duddies.
Oh, those
Those
crusty old
those crusty old
beans.
beans, those fuddy-duddies.
But yes,
Oh, I'll tell you what about those Friday night is up on Capitol Hill at the art school, which I assume is where it is.
Yep.
They don't know art if they need them in their face. Piss Christ, that's art.
That's art.
Like the Pope getting hit by a comet, that's art.
That's art.
That's art.
A banana with duct tape, that's art.
That's art. These are things we spoke about on a recent bonus episode. Anyway, Isabel continues. But I did it. I'm so excited to start this next part of my journey, and I'll definitely have an updated brag when I graduate. I listened to the pod while working on projects, so this feels like we did this together. That feels even better for me now, knowing that I got into art school. So thank you guys for adding laughs to my art studio. To celebrate, I drew a Where's Popey snow scene, and I'll post it to the nicest corner of the internet when this gets read out.
Great. I was just opening up the Patreon group to be like, put your art in there.
Get your art in there.
Show us your art. I want to see it. That's so cool.
I think that's awesome, and maybe even people can be inspired by that to, reply with their own bits of art.
Yeah. Get a thread going.
Yeah. Keep being your perfect selves, Isabel. Hey.
Oof.
Oof.
Don't put that pressure on us.
Yeah.
We're not perfect. We're human. Hey. We put our pants on one leg at a time. Well, Dave does it.
He jumps into his.
Yeah. Hold it.
He does it while
He makes us
style.
do that every morning. We have to go to his house before we go to work. Help Dave put on pants.
You know what? I just remembered. Do you want to throw that ox over to me? I got a message. Remember when we used to? I haven't screened this. So
is it a jingle?
yeah, someone. I believe. Did I see that I got a DM? Yes, there is one. So I got a message. Do you want to hear the message first?
Sure.
Hey all, not sure if you're still accepting theme song submissions, but I took a shot at it. If not interested, no worries. Love the shows. Probably I didn't give as much context as I thought. Maybe. All right, you all ready for this?
Yes.
Release the slugs. Come with Cobra Bob and Thick Set Todd. They research topics funny, weird, and odd. From DB Cooper to the Arctic pooper, King Tut's curse to cremation and worse. Volcanoes erupt and high sun fold. Weirder histories and mysteries have never been told. One writes the report to try to listen, but dog shit riffs, they never go missing. 1966, let's get stuck in with St. Kilda's win and some nonsense thrown in. Will the facts be fun? Will the report be long? Find out now. On Do Go On.
Oh my god.
What?
That was fucking awesome.
The only name I've got for them is Smelly Goat Soup.
Oh my god, smelly goat soup.
That sounded like something Dave Warnocky absolutely would have listened to on repeat at 14 years
You
old.
better believe it. Oh my god, did I remember
That's
them?
a compliment. I meant that as an absolute
Did I
compliment.
see them opening for Blink in 2004? That was awesome.
Yeah.
What a voice, too, by the way. Holy shit.
That's so good. I'll have to try and remember to play it at the start of an episode coming up.
Yeah.
That was so
I
good.
gotta bring that back next week. That's so fucking great.
Thank you so much, Smelly Goat Soup. Yeah, there is I haven't checked the email in a long time. And that came through. That was a Patreon DM. But
Wow.
I wonder. Yeah. Do any of you remember what the email address was?
Wasn't it like,
like
Do Jingle On or something?
Do Jingle On, that's right. And
Did
do you remember
end
what the password
Did
is?
you end up making it though? Because I feel like this is
I
how
think he did.
this
but
was our method. You said the name of the email before having created it, and he said, but by the time this comes out, I'll have created the email. But I don't know if you ever actually made it. So people have been emailing a fake email.
No, I did it.
he
I'm
did
sure I
make
did
it, but he doesn't remember the
I don't
password
know.
now.
Yeah, and because my computer got blank, so it lost the.
His computer got blanked. I don't know what to tell you. His computer got blanked.
But I'll be able to find it again.
That was amazing.
Thank you so much.
I loved that. That gave me chills.
Smelly Goat Soup.
Smelly goat soup.
You got Cobra, you got Bop. I'm Big Set Todd.
Thick Set Todd.
Thick Set Todd.
That's what you are in the group chat.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're thick set Todd, pal.
Fantastic.
What am I?
Oh, right now you are...
I've forgotten.
It's funny how it just becomes so...
I know. You're dry hole slick, Dave.
Am I?
Yeah.
You're Penny Dreadful.
Oh, that's
Oh,
right. And
that's
Matt's
good.
actually Bernardo Bongo now.
Yeah, that's your Bernardo Bongo.
Bernardo Bongo.
What am I again?
Dry hole slick.
I like the sound of that.
And Penny Dreadful is the best.
Yeah.
So good.
Well, that was amazing.
Holy
Thank you
shit.
so much. Hey, the next thing we normally do is thank a few of our other great supporters.
Yeah.
Jess, you normally come up with a game based on the topic?
What about a rumor about them?
Rumor about them. I feel like I can do the rumors.
Okay.
If you two want to do the...
I love when he volunteers.
Okay.
Yeah, okay, we can absolutely... We'll do names.
I haven't... Look, I don't... I'm just going to...
Yeah, just
I
blank
feel
your
like
mind.
I'm feeling
Do you want to go one for one, Dave?
delirious
Let's go one
enough.
for one.
All right, I'll kick us off. Also, I'll explain firstly what we do here. We thank some listeners. You already said this, didn't you? We come up with a game and we read out their names.
Yeah.
You did already say this.
I think something like
Sorry,
that.
I don't listen when men talk. So first up, I would like to kick things off with from Address Unknown. We can only assume deep within the Fortress of the Moles. Emma B.
Psst. Emma's actually quite wealthy. Really? She dresses like she's not, but she is.
I have to keep paying for dinner.
She's basically A-class tourist.
Wow. Okay.
I don't think she dresses bad, but she doesn't.
Dresses down.
She dresses down.
Yeah.
She's a multi-billionaire.
What?
Yeah.
I have picked up the check for dinner the last 3 times.
Yeah, sorry.
Wow. I lent her like $3 billion.
Oh, God. She did not need it.
I feel foolish.
you
I feel foolish, let me tell you that. Dave, I feel a fool.
Oh, I think you sound like a fool the more you speak. I would like to thank now from Glenshaw in, I believe, is Pennsylvania in the United States. It's Zach, the blind tennis player.
Yeah.
has a really weak second serve. If you can put Zach off on the first serve, the second serve is a real lollipop.
Have you seen this IRL or is this just a rumour?
Well, I've seen it.
Okay. And you're
But
starting
not
the
many
rumour.
else have.
Okay, yes.
Because nearly never misses that first serve.
Right,
But if you hear second service, oh my God.
just basically walk to the other side of the court. The point's yours.
If
Wow.
anything, the only way we'll get an ace on that one is that you not making it up to it. It's so soft.
Okay.
That rumour's also true about me.
What a saucy rumour. Next up, I would like to thank from Newark in Great Britain, Dominic J. Beeling.
Dominic J. Beeling. Oh my God. You know that horse that he supposedly used to ride as a kid?
Yeah.
Never existed.
What?
He never had a horse.
What did he ride to school then?
A BMX bike. He never had a horse.
Sprinkles.
He made it up. The horse never existed.
I wish you could see the face acting that's going into this. It's beautiful stuff.
Acting.
I would like to thank now from Oxted in Great Britain. Thank you to Alex. Our surname probably starts with a W, looking at your email.
The poo
What?
that we all thought was a ghost?
Yeah.
That was Alex. No. Alex did the poo.
What? Are you sure?
Yes. I have a nanny cam.
In the toilet?
In the toilet. No, not in the toilet. This is on the lounge room floor, wasn't it?
This is in the middle of the room.
Middle of the room.
I was just checking.
Alex was like,
There's no other nanny cat.
Yeah.
Because I go to the toilet for some private time.
Yeah, how many?
That's a really unique trait of yours. Most people do it to put on a little show.
Wow, that's a hot bit of gossip,
Sorry,
about
Alex. I know you were trying to hold no one back.
You're done.
Next up, I would love to thank from address unknown. We can only assume deep within the Fortress of the Moles, Joseph Upham.
Joseph Upham.
It's a great name.
Actually, taller than he lets on.
What?
He hunches. He squats. He's actually 6'4".
I've never noticed.
Yeah, I know.
I thought he was like my height.
He doesn't like people to know.
So he's not a height tourist.
He could reach anything.
What?
He doesn't want to. He doesn't want to be grabbing stuff off the top shelf for you.
Yeah. Fair.
Joseph, I got the ladder out. You could have just got it.
At Dave's age, that's a fall risk.
Yeah.
I don't have a ladder license.
I would like to thank from Townsville up in Queensland. Thank you to Jesse Waimaru.
Wow.
Do you reckon I'm saying that right?
Waimaru,
Wiramu.
Wiramu.
Wiramu. Oh, Wiramu's pretty good too. Jesse Wiramu. Jesse Wiramu.
Jesse's great-great-granddad, Kaspar. Kaspar had a kid.
What?
Caspar had a secret kid.
Whoa.
Secret.
I had a secret kid.
Wow, with who?
With a secret mum.
Oh, okay.
And then they had a secret kid.
Uh-huh.
Who had a secret kid.
Oh my God, so it comes from a long line of secret kids.
Who had a kid called Jesse Wurundjeri.
Whoa.
Which, and I know that's not the name he's given us here.
No, but
that's his real name.
Whoa.
Yeah. Whatever you said, Dave, that's his secret name.
Jesse's a secret kid.
Yeah.
Not
Really?
much longer.
Or then, yep.
Whoa.
Jesse Wurundjeri's the actual name.
Wow.
Sorry to dox you there, Jesse.
Huge. I'm going to
sorry
struggle to
about
recover
that.
from that one. Next up from, what is this? Shamokin?
Oh my God.
Shamokin.
Also in, would you say, was that,
Shamokin.
where'd you say that was?
Back to Pennsylvania. Is that right?
Pennsylvania, yeah. Please thank Josh.
Josh abducted Harold Holt.
What?
Yes.
He didn't drown?
No! Give
Yes.
him back.
Give him back.
He still has him.
We need
Give him
him.
back.
He's still got him.
In Shamokin?
Yeah.
Harold Holt's in Shamokin?
He keeps him in a shallow pool.
Well, that's actually poor taste.
That's cruel.
That's how he's a warden. That's how he abducted him after he was living in the water for quite a while.
Oh, okay. So,
he
he's
does
keeping him there
Yeah, it's like
humanely.
like you'd have a dolphin.
Yeah,
I kind of
okay.
rescued him and put him in an
Like
octopus's
like
garden.
you'd have a dolphin in a shallow pool.
Yeah. They love it.
Yeah.
Wow, there you go. God, this is some hot goss. I didn't think these rumours would be so spicy.
Yeah.
I would like to thank now from a location unknown to us. I assume they're also in the fortress with Joseph. Thank you to Greg Bannister.
Oof.
Greg Bannister. The curtains don't match the drapes.
No.
What? Tell me everything.
You've got to be kidding
I
me.
think they're both up top, aren't they? The carpet doesn't match the curtain or the drapes.
No, I'm imagining someone whose hair is dyed brown on one side and blonde on the other.
Yeah.
The curtains, they don't match the drapes.
Yeah. Well, maybe the eyebrows are the...
Yeah. Curtains of the face.
Yeah, the curtains of the face and the hair.
And they don't match.
Yeah.
Embarrassing.
The carpet does match, though.
Oh, which one?
Two-toned.
Oh, I see.
Oh, wow. Straight
It
down the
matches
middle?
both.
Yeah.
That's impressive.
Yeah.
Thank you
But
so
pretty
much.
scandalous.
Very scandalous. I'm scandalised. Thank you, Greg. And, geez, always, man. Put a hat on.
Yeah.
And finally, I would love to thank from Nixon, Missouri, Mia.
Never got their pen license.
What? Are they using
Yeah.
a pen though?
They're using a pen illegally.
Are you serious?
Yeah. Yep.
You can't do that.
I know.
That's really full on.
I know. Yeah.
Matt,
For
if
years.
you know this, you should have said something to the authorities. Not just like telling us. Like, what do you want us to do? This is
Well-
really serious.
Jess, can I tell you this? Mm-hmm. Only recently has truth become my life's purpose. So, you can understand.
I love being on this journey with you. This truth journey.
Yeah. I think in America and maybe outside of Australia, they don't have pen licenses. So that might sound like
That sounds
absolute
baffling.
nonsense.
Yeah.
But for some reason, you wrote with a grey lead.
Yeah,
And
pencil.
then when
Until
your
you-
cursive was up to scratch, you'd be allowed to start using a pen.
Whoa. First of all, you got to get your joining license.
Oh,
Did
what's
you have that? When you can write sort of with cursive or
maybe.
joined letters. Then if you got that, then you can go for your pen license.
And let me tell you, but they're bloody not teaching the kids this these days, eh? They're like, oh, get out your iPads, kids.
Oh, I got my
These kids these days don't know how to write cursive.
Yeah, I got the keyboard license. Yeah, good on you.
I can't, like, they say, like, our kids these days, they're not going to be able to read cursive. I find, like, old letters from family members, and I'm like, I can't read a word of this.
Yeah. Why do you need to?
Why would I need to? Why can't we just write properly?
Luckily,
Write clearly.
you just scan it and then the computer will convert it into...
Yeah, exactly. Shut up.
Oh, and I also don't know how to change the wheel on a penny farthing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fine.
It's obsolete.
That's not going to come up.
I don't have it. I can't change a wheel on a car, but I could call a man who can. Who cares? There's a man for everything.
Yeah, just get a man to do
I
it.
was got a man to do it.
Or a YouTube tutorial.
Yeah. No, I'll get the man. I won't do it myself.
tried to change a dishwasher hose this week.
Did you?
Can you believe that from a YouTube tutorial? I failed, but still I
You
tried.
tried?
I fully got the thing out. I took the side off. I opened the whole thing up.
Well
Couldn't
done.
believe myself.
Well
Cooked,
done.
it's broken now.
Yeah, it's fixed beyond repair now. Before it was just a hose, but I was cutting them all.
I threw the whole thing off the balcony.
Yeah, so that'll get it open.
Thank you to Mia, Greg, Josh, Jesse, Joseph, Alex, Dominic, Zach, and Emma. I thought we were done, but I forgot we got the triptych section to do.
Yep.
One inductee this week. Dave, what is this all about?
This is our Hall of Fame, our clubhouse, where we have a roll call every week to see if there's anyone new to be inducted into the Triptych Club, which is people who have been supporting the show for 3 consecutive years or above. They've already had a shout out like we just did, but a couple of years later, we're now enshrining them forever because they haven't fallen off. They've been supporting us strong and true, and now they're going up on the wall. They're running into the club, and inside you find, the 1,000 other people we've inducted, plus also live music, food, entertainment, a place to sleep, a place to shit, let's be honest. We've got great toilet facilities. Great. We got a spa bath.
Yeah.
We got.
It's not. The water is too hot.
Oh my gosh.
But some people like that. But yeah, you will probably get burns.
Yeah.
But Jess, you're behind the bar. You normally come up with a cocktail. What's the Kaspar Hauser cocktail?
It's white, obviously.
Uh-huh.
So it's milk.
Uh-huh.
Kind of whatever spirit you want with it, I suppose.
Uh-huh.
Except if it's maybe like a clear
Spirit's
spirit.
appropriate.
Oh, yeah. Because it can't be anything that's going to make it not white, because then it doesn't look like a little ghost. I've also put I've made little cloth ghost costumes, and I put it over your drink. It's really cute.
That's darling. And your Dave.
Well, you're never going to believe. Were you allowed to do this?
I think I was doing the Incredibles costume maker voice.
Oh, yes.
You
I
never
haven't seen that second one, but
You'll get there. You're never going to believe who I've booked this week. When the name of this topic came up, my jaw hit the floor.
Yeah.
Because I have booked children's act Kaspar Baby Pants.
Whoa! You got Kaspar Baby Pants?
That is the pseudonym of Christopher Bailey, who was the singer of Presidents of the United States of America, who made children's music under the name Kaspar Baby Pants.
What
Wow.
a career they've had. Have they done versions of like Kitty and stuff?
Doesn't look like it. It's number one track is Run Baby Run. Then we've got All the Fish, Baba Black Sheep, Stompy the Bear, Chicken in the Cornbread.
Okay.
There's a lot going on.
But they've all had millions of plays.
I'm very excited.
So that's something to look forward to.
So that's the after party. Kid friendly by the sounds of it, if anyone has their kids in there.
But remember, if you bring your kids in, the kids can never leave.
Yes.
So the kids will then be raised in the Triptych Club.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
maybe
yeah.
you leave them at home,
Yeah.
but that's entirely your call.
Yeah, of course. And maybe we can get Kaspar Baby Pants to maybe play some President songs instead and scrap.
Yeah, but it'll be in the kids' style. They'll be doing lump, but in like a nursery rhyme style.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. That sounds good.
Happy with that?
So just one inductee this week. So if you hear your name, run on in. Dave's going to be up on stage. I'm seeing the show.
Thank you.
Every other inductee's already in, chanting your name. And then, hang around for the after party with a great band and grab yourself a Kaspar cocktail. So the inductee this week from Brunswick, right here in Melbourne.
Short commute.
Welcome, Francis Batchelor.
What a catchula, Francis Batchelor. Or will you accept this rose? That was the alternate. So
Good stuff. Come on in, Francis.
Francis
Little
makes
Frankie
it home.
Batch.
Okay.
Oh, that's good too.
Well, that brings us to the end of the episode. Jess, anything we need to tell people before we go?
We're so sorry
About everything.
about everything, about what's going on with you,
Yeah.
in your personal lives. Things will get better. It's okay. We love you. And, this is episode 507. So if this was your first episode, bloody, what a journey you have to go on now, my friend.
Yeah.
What a back catalogue you have to enjoy. You can go back and listen to us when two of us were 25 years old and thought we knew stuff. We did not.
yeah, we did not.
I was already older.
He was-
I was wise back then.
Yeah, he
I've been
knew.
wise the whole time.
Yeah,
He
you've
knew
been
he
very
didn't
wise the
know.
whole time, and it's honestly daunting.
Yeah.
I feel like we're catching up slightly.
Yeah. Must be funny to think back at all how silly you must realise you seem to me.
Yes. I go, oh, he was so patient with us.
Yeah, I was very patient.
Yeah. You can suggest a topic if you'd like to. There's a link in the show notes. It's also on our website, which is dogoonpod.com. And you can find us on social media. We are blowing up on TikTok, baby. Blowing up.
Blowing up.
TikTok, Do Go On Podcast on TikTok, at Do Go On Pod on everything else. Find us. Follow us on social media, not in real life. Dave, boot this baby home.
Hey, we'll be back next week with another episode. And don't forget, the countdown is on. Matt and my stand-up specials are coming to youtube.com on the Humdinger channel in just a couple of weeks, premiering on Saturday, July 26th.
Oh, my God.
Put in the calendar now.
It's going to be real good. I'm happy enough with it. So I think...
Yeah,
Hey.
he's so,
He's his own worst critic.
exactly.
Aren't we all?
So if you think it's pretty good, everyone else is going to love it.
Right.
And
say
I'm
pretty good.
Matt's second harshest critic. And I also think it's pretty good. So...
Well, I'm really nice, and I think it's fucking great. So, check that out. We'll be back next week, like I said, with another episode. Until then, thank you so much for listening, and goodbye.
Later.
Federal missions demand efficiency. At GDIT, efficiency means streamlining government operations, automating citizen services, and saving the government over $1 billion a year detecting and preventing fraud. We bring proven AI, cloud, and software development solutions to the forefront of driving efficiencies, delivering savings of up to 40%. Because at GDIT, efficiency isn't just possible, it's built in. Learn more at gdit.com.
Don't forget to sign up to our tour mailing list so we know where in the world you are and we can come and tell you when we're coming there.
Wherever we go, we always hear 6 months later, oh, you should come to Manchester. We were just in Manchester.
We were just there, but this way you'll never miss out. And don't forget to sign up, go to our Instagram, click our link tree. Very, very easy.
It means we know to come to you, and you'll also know that we're coming to you.
Yeah, we'll come to you, you come to us. Very good.
And we give you a spam-free guarantee.